Hello everyone, it's us again.
Hello.
So this time I'm fighting Woopa.
Ooh.
And, we've seen
Ooh,
Wooper
for the
before.
Pokemon.
Yes, he hasn't evolved into Quagsire yet, but we've seen it a couple times. And he, despite not evolving yet, he still, he tends to get pretty high on the ladder most of the time. So this game, so the last time we were here, we were still in the 5th week of Apex. I'm skipping the 6th and 7th week because I basically didn't play those weeks. So now we are in the 8th week of Apex, so Helena has her exclusive. So this time we're going to get to see Helena in action.
Nice.
So Hooper gets Helena. I did first pick Rosen, so I don't need to be scared of her equipment breaking, but this is kind of a scary team. He does have the Bernhardt faction buff. And I have a Lancer Landius, who is typically pretty scared of that Bernhardt. So I got two DPS here, Wataru plus Elwin.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I have easy faction buff for Wataru via Landius, but the problem, of course, is that he also has Rosen, so I can't do any lockdown shenanigans here. So I'm gonna have to fight his tank straight up. And the truth is that even though Wataru has some pretty strong attacks, he's not that great at tank busting. The biggest problem with Wataru's tank busting ability is his troops. So as you can see, I brought Angels on Wataru. Those are his best general choice, I think.
Yeah.
They just have, they got balanced attack and defense. They can resist magic damage, which matters occasionally. I mean, usually Wataru dies to magic anyway, but sometimes it can help you.
There's also the training grounds thing when you have different people, sort of different classes.
Oh yeah, well yeah. When you're a mixed troop with flyers, they get a defensive bonus. So I mean, and that's really the problem with flyer troops, right? Is that they have so many techs that are just defensive bonuses. So right here, Bernard is going to engage with a normal attack, and check that out. One shot Landius' first life.
Wow.
Nearly kills the second life with those rupture follow-ups, but thankfully because of my big HP here, I managed to survive. But yeah, that's scary. Like, that's Bernhardt doing a normal attack. So since I want to prevent him from guarding his Bernhardt, I want to take out this Bernhardt already because this is pretty scary. So I pull him over, trap him in a place where he can't get away. Here comes Helena. So even though Helena cannot disable my equipment here, she's going to go ahead and do this. Gonna start doing some Petal Storms here because of Blood Sword. And my tanks are still on Blood Pact, so does some pretty good damage to them. So Layden's actually dead. And the reason Layden died, of course, was because Bernhardt's aura disabled his Redeemers. So
Bernhardt pretty good.
Yeah, Bernhardt's scary. So I gotta get rid of Bernhardt, because if he attacks, then Landius is definitely really, really dead. But thankfully he's at less than 50% life, so this should have no trouble taking him out. Bernhardt can usually actually take a hit from Elwin, believe it or not, even though he has the class disadvantage. And that's because his troops are just so tanky. With Lancer troops, of course, it's not a problem, but with Werewolves, he actually has no problem surviving Elwin either. So what Tower does, just an attack on Helena. That was actually a mistake on my part. I thought he still had guard up, but he did not. So I was actually trying to hit his Landius, but either way, it wouldn't have killed either one of them. I just wanted to put down some damage. So at the very least, I've taken the middle here. The question now is whether or not I can actually take care of his Landius here. And of course, as you see, his Landius is a Cav Landius with Lancer troops. So he is relatively well protected against both my DPS here. So he moves Helena out of the way because I used Sword Soul from Wataru, and that dispelled his guard. So he needed to get Helena out of the way, or else Elwin would have gone over there and killed Helena. And that's why he didn't heal up. So I get to take away Landius' first life here because of that.
Ah.
still, you can see that when Wataru tried attacking into the Cav Landius, he really didn't do much. He blew up his soldiers, of course, being that he's an infantry, but he actually took quite a bit of counter damage from just Landius hitting him back. You know, the heavy Centurions did plenty of damage to the Angels, and Landius did the rest, and did some damage to Wataru as well. Of course, Swooper is trying to kill me still because he does see that I have taken the middle, so he needs to kill me as well, even though he's ahead in damage. So this is one of the reasons Wataru has trouble, right? Like, you know, he doesn't really have the troops necessary to... if this was a Lancer Landius, he could have put horses out front, and Wataru would have trouble with that. And in this case, he has a horse Landius, so of course he puts Lancer troops out front. So I can't one-shot him with L1, of course, but I also can't one-shot him with Wataru. So usually I would have to try to do a 1-2 punch, Wataru taking out the troops, and then L1 killing Landius himself. But he does have 2 healers here, so obviously that's not going to be much of an option. So my guard dropped last turn, that's why I went into this plus formation, or the T formation.
Yeah, the good old T.
Alright, so I'm just going to attack from the fort here on Wataru, and you're going to see that, look at how much less damage Wataru took there, and that's because of all the text, right, on these flyer troops. And that's really the advantage of flyer troops, they have quite a bit of defensive potential. So I don't know why he decided to attack here. I'm assuming it's because he realized that, you know, he kind of needed to play more aggressively, but this of course leaves them open to L1 coming in here and trying to finish off Landius, and he manages to do that. So that's it. So
dang.
Big takeaway here is just Bernhardt is scary.
Bernhardt is scary, yeah.
Yeah.